Imagine a company so powerful it ruled over 400 million people, controlled half the world's trade, and even had its own army. But what happens when greed becomes too big to handle? This is the story of the East India Company, the corporation that built an empire and lost it all. The year is 1600. A small group of British merchants gathers to form what seems like an ambitious trading company, the East India Company. Their goal? To break into the lucrative spice trade of Asia. Little did they know they were laying the foundation for one of the most powerful and controversial empires in history. But how did a simple trading company rise to control entire nations, and what caused its ultimate downfall? At first, the company traded in spices, silk, and tea, establishing ports and factories along India's coasts. But trade wasn't enough. The company's private army grew larger than Britain's own. Through cunning deals, bribery, and even war, they gained control over Indian territories. One defining moment came in 1757 with the Battle of Plassey. The company's forces defeated a massive Indian army, securing Bengal, a region rich in resources. From this point, the East India Company wasn't just a business. It became a government. By the early 1800s, they controlled vast parts of India, collecting taxes, enforcing laws, and exploiting resources. Their reach extended into China, where they traded opium for tea, fueling addiction and sparking wars. But with great power came even greater greed. The company drained India of its wealth, while millions of Indians lived in poverty. Famines became frequent as farmers were forced to grow cash crops like opium instead of food. The breaking point came in 1857 with the Indian Rebellion, also known as the Sepoy Mutiny. Indian soldiers, frustrated by poor treatment and cultural insensitivity, rose up against the company. This revolt shocked Britain and the world. The rebellion was brutally suppressed, but it marked the end of the East India Company's rule. In 1858, the British government dissolved the company and took direct control of India. The East India Company left behind a legacy of exploitation, but also transformation. It connected the East and West like never before, laying the groundwork for globalization. But it also serves as a warning. When profit becomes more important than people, even the most powerful can crumble. So, what do you think? Can a company this powerful ever rise again in today's world? Or have we learned from history? The story of the East India Company is a reminder of how ambition can shape and destroy empires. Like this video? Hit subscribe and share your thoughts below. What other mysterious stories from history do you want us to uncover?